Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm
It's
good.
nice to see you again.
Me too.
It's been a little while.
It has.
So, how have you been?
I've been doing okay. I don't feel like I've really followed my diet as close as I wanted to, but I've
Well,
been
how's
doing a lot
life been
better.
other than your diet? Over the past couple weeks that I haven't seen you.
It's been okay. Work has definitely had an effect on my nutrition, and I've been just extremely busy, and stress levels have been a little bit higher than normal.
How would you say that the stress is affecting your diet? Are you more hungry? Are you less hungry? What do you do when you're
Um,
stressed?
I tend not to eat as much as I'd like. I tend to get very caught up with my work and I become very hyper focused. So it involves me just sitting in one place for hours and really it's a bad habit, but neglecting my hunger for things and just really forgetting to take care of myself.
Do you feel hungry during those times, or do you just completely forget about it altogether?
I do feel hungry, but again, it's just something that I kind of just neglect in my mind and I just keep working, keep going, and I'm very hyper focused on finishing the task at hand.
And do you feel like that is a major issue in your life right now, or does is this high stress something that comes and goes, or is relatively fleeting?
I would say it comes and goes. It's definitely not a regular pattern of mine. It's just given the circumstances I'm in at work and what I'm dealing with. So
Okay.
it's absolutely situational.
Okay. All right. Well, since today is our last session for a while, I wanted to start off by asking you if there's anything specifically that you would like addressed today. Um, any goals that you have or things you want to work on
Hmm.
moving forward that I can help you with here now.
Hmm. I don't know. Maybe because of how busy I do get, maybe some recommendations on better meal prepping,
Okay.
being more prepared um, for the week instead of trying to rush around and figure out what I'm going to eat then and now. And, maybe when I am really busy, instead of neglecting my body because I don't want to cook or anything, maybe like the food's going to be there. So, and what are really good foods to eat in high stress times? Is there anything that would really help?
Well, do you mind if I provide you some suggestions?
Sure.
Okay. So, as of foods to eat in high stress times, there's no specific, food recommendation for something like that. Clearly, it's going to be, something that you enjoy, preferably something that would give you more sustained energy, so that, you're not, spiking your blood sugar with something sugary that won't stick with you long. None of that will help you in how you feel when you're stressed. So, if you're stressed and doing work in one place, like on the computer at a desk that I know you'd mentioned to me, you could have something like, a piece of toast with peanut butter on it. That's going to give you sustained energy. Grab a banana or an apple in the jar of peanut butter and just have that beside your desk and just snack on that, as you work. You could also, pour yourself a bowl of, some kind of moderately healthy cereal, whole grain cereal, whether that's like a multi-grain Cheerio or, like a protein, fiber cereal. Um, I know Fiber One, Kashi or Kashi, like an oatmeal crisp cereal, something with fiber, and made with whole grains, preferably relatively low in sugar, with some like 1% milk will be some nice sustained energy, just to fuel your brain during those times.
Mm-hmm.
Because going without food definitely isn't helping your performance, and it's definitely not helping, your brain and your well being by not eating. So those would be some
Right.
like snacks I would recommend. Um, you were telling me that you wanted potentially ideas for food that you could pre-prepare, that you would potentially have around, so that you wouldn't necessarily have to make everything on the go every day,
Mm-hmm.
but could just eat it. Is there anything that you've done in the past that has worked for you? that you've
Well,
tried before?
um, typically a big meal that comes in great quantity. So I'm thinking like a huge pasta dish, for example. I've
Okay.
made a a chicken parmesan pasta dish, and enough to basically last me for the week. I've done it before. Don't know if exactly if that's the healthiest thing to eat or if that really carries over into energy or focus, but yeah, I've done that.
So, would you mind if, based on what you said, if I just provide one simple suggestion for you here?
Sure.
So, something that you could prepare to last for a couple days could be like a play on chicken parmesan, for example. So, I would recommend choosing like a whole grain pasta.
Mm.
So that's going to be have your fiber and your complex carbohydrates. It'll provide that sustained energy. Stick to a red tomato sauce. You can get some pre-prepared ones that are very good,
Mm-hmm.
relatively healthy.
Right.
And for the chicken, you could get like chicken breasts or chicken breast tenderloins or like thinly sliced chicken breasts. You don't even have to bread them. You can just cook them. Some Italian seasoning. Um, and serve them along with your pasta and red sauce. But when you're going to reheat the chicken, you can always melt like provolone cheese over top of like the grilled or pan sauteed chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have the breading, it's not fried in oil. It makes it a little more healthy, and then you could serve that with a side of vegetables. You could serve your pasta with some zucchini noodles, or throw some spinach into your sauce when you're cooking it. Mushrooms as well, if you like that. That's commonly in tomato sauce. So things like that could be plays on meals that you like. You could throw in some low-fat ricotta cheese if you really like that, lasagna style taste.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw all of that onto a plate or in a bowl and create a meal that's relatively healthy and has good ingredients in it that will sustain you. And all of that stuff are things that you can pre-prepare. So, you could make all your chicken on Sunday, cook all your pasta, have all your sauce in a container, with the vegetables that you like. And then, put it all on a plate when you want to eat it, put it in the microwave and heat it up.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
So that would be a really quick way to make a play on that dish. You can also do things like pre-preparing like meat, cooked vegetables, and rice. You could throw together some like burrito bowls with like some low-fat sour cream, cheese, salsa, stuff like that. And, you've already have your meat and your rice prepared, your vegetables. You throw that all together, heat it up. You have yourself a healthy burrito bowl. So, that's something common that I would recommend for like prep ahead meals.
Okay. Sounds
So
great.
yeah, those are pretty easy. Again, canned beans are another good thing that you can throw in those burrito bowls. Very healthy. Can't get much easier than draining a can of beans. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one option there.
What's the nutritional value of beans?
So beans are actually relatively high in protein. I know you aren't vegan or vegetarian,
Mm-hmm.
but they're one of the most commonly used sources for protein for vegans and vegetarians. So beans are a complex carbohydrate. They're part of the legume family.
Mm.
So they're carb dense. They're relatively high in protein, very low in fat, and they have a decent amount of fiber in it.
Mm.
So beans are very healthy for you. It's a very great choice for carbohydrates.
Great.
Yeah, digest slowly, and they'll keep you fuller longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I have addressed some of the meal prep ideas. Is there anything you're confused about or you would like more clarity on regarding?
I think those are really good recommendations.
Do you feel like those are recommendations that you may be able to apply in the future?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like anything too expensive, and again, it's just one of those recommendations that you provided are just great for quantity, and I can just pretty much eat throughout a course of several days or several meals. So
Understand. So, on that note, I want to ask you if you are willing to do another 24-hour recall with me. I'd love to be
Sure.
able to, see the progress that you've made. and we can go from there as
Okay.
part of our last visit today.
Sure.
All
I can
right.
do that.
So, 24-hour recall. If you could start with something that you might have eaten in the morning.
Sure. So, in the morning I had scrambled eggs.
Okay.
I had 4 scrambled eggs, and a side of bacon.
Okay. So eggs
I did have
and bacon.
12-ounce glass of water with that, and also a cup of coffee.
Okay.
So that was breakfast.
Okay.
Lunchtime, I had Chick-fil-A. It was
Okay.
down at my work cafeteria. So Chick-fil-A, a spicy chicken sandwich, and then that came with the side of waffle fries.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another 12 ounces of water with a bottle of Seagram's ginger ale.
Right. And did you have anything after your lunch?
Yes. So after my lunch, I came home and I ate a quick two packets of peach oatmeal before I went to the gym.
Okay.
And then after the gym, I drove to Chipotle.
Okay.
And I had their bowl. So it consisted of their brown rice, black beans, their chicken, and then their corn,
salsa,
cheese, no salsa.
The corn salsa.
Yes, the corn salsa.
Okay.
Cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, and the last thing was a little bit of shredded lettuce. I did have water with that.
Okay.
I would say 2 glasses.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
And then that's it.
That's it for the day?
That's it for the day.
Okay. So, I would love to go back to your breakfast and just review some of the things that you have told me, and then we can work your way throughout the day. Okay? So, for scrambled eggs, you said you ate how many?
4.
Okay. And do you have any idea how many pieces of bacon you may have eaten?
Well, I got it from my work cafeteria, so they typically only give me about 3 pieces.
Okay. All right. And then you had water and coffee. Did you put anything in your coffee?
Yes, I had 1 little French vanilla creamer, and then a packet of sugar.
You said 1 packet?
Yes.
And then for lunch, you said you had Chick-fil-A. And you had the spicy chicken sandwich.
Yes.
Did that have cheese on it, or was that just plain?
There was cheese on it.
So was it a club?
1 slice of cheese. No, it was just a chicken sandwich. It was with a bun.
Okay. Lettuce, tomato?
No.
Okay.
Actually, there was lettuce. There wasn't tomato.
Okay. And then you said you got waffle fries. Do you know what size that is that you got? So the one that comes with the meal. Did you upsize? Okay.
That was also served at my work cafeteria.
Okay, so you said then you had water and a bottle of ginger ale.
Yes.
Is that like a normal 16-ounce
Yes.
bottle?
16
Okay.
ounce.
Okay. And that was your lunch, and you were saying in the afternoon you had 2 packs of peach oatmeal.
Correct.
Do you know what brand that was?
It was Quaker.
Okay.
Quaker peaches and cream.
And did you make that with water, milk?
Just water.
Okay. Did you put anything else in that?
No.
Did you have anything to drink with that meal?
At that time, yes, I did have water.
Okay. So just the 2 oatmeals. And then you had nothing in between that and your Chipotle dinner after the gym.
Correct.
So your Chipotle bowl, you had brown rice, black beans, corn, cheese, chicken. Was it normal chicken, double chicken?
Just normal.
Normal. And then there was some lettuce on it, you said. Like I said, the corn salsa. And you had 2 glasses of water with that. Did you have any snacks afterwards before you went to bed, or was that your last meal of the day?
No, that was my last meal.
Okay.
Then I pretty much crashed.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, looking through, I'm going to review this with you, clarify any quantities if I don't have that here, and please let me know if there's anything that we've missed throughout the day. So for breakfast, you started with 4 scrambled eggs and 3 slices of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any cheese on your eggs?
There was 2 slices of American. Did forget that.
No carbohydrates with that meal, just eggs and bacon.
That's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had 12 ounces of water and a coffee with 1 vanilla creamer and 1 packet of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You had a Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich with cheese for lunch.
Yes.
Served with a side of medium waffle fries.
Yes.
Did you have any ketchup with that or just plain?
Nope, just plain.
Just plain. Then you had some water and then a bottle of ginger ale.
Correct.
After work, you had 2 packets of Quaker Peach oatmeal.
Mm-hmm. Pre-workout meal.
Okay. Then after that, you had a Chipotle bowl, and you got brown rice, black beans, corn salsa, cheese, chicken, and lettuce. Do you know how much brown rice you would say would be in that bowl approximately?
I would guess. I would probably guess about maybe a cup and a half.
And black beans?
Probably half a cup.
Okay. The corn salsa?
Everything else is pretty equal, so a half cup as well. Probably same thing with the lettuce and.
How much cheese do you think would be on it?
Maybe not so much of a half a cup.
Like a third of a cup?
Yeah, I would say a
maybe.
third of a cup.
Chicken, would you say it might be like a 4-ounce serving?
I would say. I probably would say 6 ounce. There was a lot that they scooped out.
Okay. All right, so that is your intake for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna, I know we did a whole tally last time,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just gonna walk through each of your meals just to see if, you can pick out things that are protein, fruits, vegetables, carbohydrates, and everything. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So for breakfast, you had 4 eggs and bacon, and 2 slices of American cheese. What do you have any idea which food group I would classify those in, or that we would classify those in for you?
So in terms of the eggs, probably dairy.
Eggs are going to be a protein source.
Oh, the cheese would be dairy.
Yes, yes.
The eggs would be protein.
Mm-hmm.
The bacon would be protein and maybe a fat.
Yep, that's correct. That's correct. Good job. See, that's a really important thing to learn how to do, is to be able to look at your foods and be like, do we think this is a protein food with fat, protein with fat? So that's like really great that you were able to learn that over the past couple sessions. Those are skills that will really help you mentally check off what you've eaten throughout the day, and help you see where you could use improvement. Okay. For lunch, you had a spicy chicken sandwich with cheese, waffle fries, and a ginger ale. What would you classify that as?
Well, the chicken sandwich, the chicken, I would obviously say protein.
Mm-hmm.
The cheese on it, dairy.
Okay. The bun?
The bun, a carb.
Correct.
And then the side of
Waffle fries?
waffle fries, I would say a carb as well. But it was cooked in, I mean, it was cooked in, I would say grease or peanut oil or whatever. I don't know if that would count as a fat.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. That's very good. Then your ginger ale.
Yeah, the ginger ale would. Definitely some quick sugars there.
Mm-hmm.
Complex sugars?
No, simple sugars.
Simple. That's simple sugars.
Simple,
That's right.
digest
Simple.
quickly, complex or slow.
Right. And then the lettuce. I mean, right, it would obviously be a vegetable, but it was just one slice. So.
Okay. So, then your 2 packets of oatmeal.
I'd say carb.
Correct. Awesome. And then your Chipotle bowl. You had some brown rice and black beans. What would you categorize those 2 things as?
Carbs and protein.
Correct. Which one has more protein, do you think?
The beans.
Correct. Awesome. And then your corn and salsa, your cheese and your chicken. What would you classify those 3 things as?
The corn, a little tricky. I don't know if it would be a vegetable or a carb.
Have any guesses?
I wouldn't say it's really vegetable. I would probably say a carb.
It is. Corn is actually one of those, kind of tricky things that slides under the radar. It is actually a whole grain.
Oh.
Your corn kernel is whole grain. It has the bran, the endosperm, and the germ of the grain, so it would be considered whole. However, it does not have as high of fiber as some other whole grains like oats and brown rice and quinoa, millet.
So what's the nutritional value of corn?
It's going to be pretty dense in carbohydrates. It's low in fiber. Doesn't really have much protein or fat, so it's primarily a carbohydrate source. And while it is a whole grain, it is not necessarily a slow digesting one.
Okay.
So it depends on the form that is.
Is it a healthy carbohydrate?
Yes, it's relatively healthy. Yeah, in moderation. There would definitely be other carbohydrates, like I said, like whole grains, oats, quinoa, sweet potato, yams, things like that I would recommend before, but again, not bad in moderation. Your cheese, you've said that was dairy, and the chicken obviously protein, and then some lettuce on that would also be a vegetable. So after going through all of that, is there anything on your daily intake here that you feel like you're missing?
Yeah, I'm missing a lot of vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those little shreds of lettuce between my Chick-fil-A sandwich and my Chipotle bowl isn't really much.
Mm-hmm.
Just an observation here now that we're stepping through the whole recall, going out, as you can see, I didn't make any of that food. All of that I bought and went out. There's not a lot of fresh vegetables out there for quick stop meals, whether it be my cafeteria or a fast food joint or Chipotle.
There's some options. It's just a bit harder to find.
And good quantity as well. Even in Chipotle, it seems like there's not too many healthy fresh vegetables at all. You can get some, but I don't think it's going to be a really good portion.
They have one option there that has, a moderate amount of vegetables, but I mean, I'm not talking broccoli and green beans, but, cabbage, lettuce, carrots, stuff like that. They have a whole grain chicken wrap there that's very delicious, but it's filled with vegetables like, the cabbage, the carrot, the lettuce, tomatoes. So, that's one option if you want to get some of those greens in there that they have. I find it delicious. They serve it with like a salad dressing that you can drizzle over the wrap. Very good option. I'll tell you one observation that I see on here, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
You also did not consume any fruit.
Oh yeah, I've slipped off the fruit train.
Well,
And
it
the,
looks like you slipped a little bit off the vegetable train too.
yeah, and those were the two. Those
Two
are two that.
areas that we were working on.
Yeah. Well.
What? How? Let me ask you this. After a day of eating like this, how did you feel? Did you feel okay? Did you notice any differences?
I can tell you, I didn't feel. I didn't feel fantastic. I just felt like I was just putting food in my body. I didn't
Mhm.
feel great about. But like I said, given the circumstances of high stress and work situations, um, it has me on the go. It has my mind very busy.
Mhm.
It does drain a lot of my motivation to take the time to cook. So
Okay. Okay. Well, um, on that note, is there anything I can do to help you brainstorm some more well-rounded options if you're eating out? Um, I
mm,
mean, do you know of, healthy options when you're eating out, or when you eat out, do you kind of give up on,
I mean,
those
I
goals?
definitely know what some healthy options are. I think it comes down to timing, really. When I'm on the go, um, trying to go eat somewhere that it's just gonna be made quick and I can take home, or I can eat really quick.
Okay.
Not like I can like I know there's a lot more healthy options if I were to actually take the time to sit down in a restaurant
Okay.
and find something on the menu. Um, but I think the biggest issue here is not a matter of ordering healthier foods. I mean, that is an issue, but the biggest issue is just making the time to
Okay.
to make those healthier food choice decisions.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, all of that is, good that you know that. Acting on, your knowledge is probably your next step. And I know it's in there. You're very smart. You're very receptive to all the information that I provide. We are coming to the end of our session. So I want to leave off and ask you, is there anything I can do or help you with, before we end our session here? Any goals that you want to set? Any advice that want to seek out? Is there anything I can do for you?
Mm-mm. Well, given that money's not an issue, would you recommend a personal chef? Or, or better yet, it it seems that it's increasingly popular, but these food prepping businesses where you can pay a subscription fee either weekly or monthly, and then they send you meals throughout the week.
Um, I will say that I am knowledgeable in a decent number of food prepping services. Um, I do think they are great. However, they are more expensive than being able to prepare it yourself.
Hmm.
But if time is of the essence and you do not have the ability and the time to cook and prepare, I would say taking advantage of some of those meal prep services would set you up for more success with providing healthy meals to you, if you're too busy. So it may be easier in the long run to, spend $7 on for a meal prep service, than it would be to spend $10 getting a Chipotle bowl. It would probably be healthier, and it is a bit cheaper. Would I recommend having every one of your meals prepped from a meal service? I would not. One, because it prevents you from cooking, which I think is, important for any individual who wants a healthy relationship with food and, keep up on their cooking skills. But it is also expensive. However, depending on how far work is from you, or how much time you have, or time you spend commuting, I would say that a meal prep service, if it can be afforded, would be really smart for some lunches and some dinners. I wouldn't recommend doing that all the time,
Right.
but I definitely think it would be a great way to set yourself up for more success and healthier eating. If you choose healthy meals and decide to, use those services.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Awesome. Well, I think it's just a matter of taking the actual time and stop neglecting my bodily functions and needs over over my work. So I definitely have time. I think it's just more of a discipline issue for myself. So
Okay. Okay. Well, that's all positive. Again, I know that our time is up, but I will let you know that you can reach out to me anytime with questions. Even if we don't have sessions, I'd be more than happy to help you with anything that you're unsure of. And I only wish for your best and continued progress.
All right.
And I think you've made some great accomplishments so far.
Thanks for your help.
All right, you're very welcome. It's nice seeing you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.